If you log much seat time on a tractor or a riding mower, you know how important it is to have at least some protection from the sun. We recently found a source for tractor soft tops that are high quality, available for a wide range of tractor brands and models, and actually fit like they should. All this and more, right now, here on Shop Tales and Lore. If you're a serious do-it-yourselfer or home workshop enthusiast looking for a variety of helpful content in one place, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified whenever we release a new video. And if we've helped you today, please take a moment to like, share, and comment below. It helps these videos reach more folks, and your comments help others as well. Thanks again. Even before we took delivery on this John Deere X370, we started looking for a couple of key accessories. One was a bumper brush guard that would give some real protection to the front of the tractor. Our video on that topic is linked on your screen and in the description below. The other item was a sturdy, generously sized sunshade or canopy. Many of the accessory canopies out there, both OEM and aftermarket, are small and seem pretty flimsy, to be honest, with some looking like little more than an oversized fly swatter. Hardly sturdy enough to survive an occasional brush with a low tree branch or other obstacle. This is why we were pleased to find this design sold by the Green Dealer of Ashmore, Illinois. It's built by the original tractor cab company out of Arlington, Indiana, which has been making weather protection accessories for outdoor equipment since 1939, right here in the U.S.A. OTC builds canopies and all-weather cabs for a couple dozen different brands, so they offer something to fit just about every machine out there, from entry-level riding mowers to the largest farm and industrial tractors. By the way, this channel has no affiliation with either OTC or the Green Dealer, other than as a very satisfied customer. When we find something that's well built and works like it's supposed to, we're going to pass that knowledge on to our viewers. Before we get to the unboxing, I want to include just a word about fitment. We initially ordered our canopy kit through one of the big box store websites. We later learned that the retailer's site did not include the complete product description supplied to them by the vendor, so the end result was that we received a canopy that would only fit the older pre-2016 X300 series. In this connection, I can't say enough good things about the Green Dealer. I won't go into all the details here, but they went above and beyond to make sure we got the right OTC canopy kit with minimal delays and inconvenience. The kit comes carefully packaged with the hardware components attached to a cardboard panel as a blister pack, which is then folded over to protect the canopy and rear screen from the metal parts. The pieces that make up the tractor mounting system are the left and right receivers, a cross brace, and side braces. The support structure for the top includes a two-piece front bow, a top bow, rear bow, left and right braces, and two square tubing posts that will slip into the receivers mounted to the tractor. The top itself is heavy gauge, fiber reinforced vinyl with heavy stitching at the seams. The rear screen panel is a nice feature that gives the operator some protection from direct sun, airborne grass, and dust, but still allows adequate ventilation and airflow on those hot summer days. Finally, the kit includes a fastener pack and a 4-page assembly guide, well written and clearly illustrated. We started by attaching the left and right receivers to the tractor frame using the 5/8 bolts, lock washers, and nuts that come with the kit. It's important to position these so that the head of the bolt is inside the frame and the threads stick out through the receiver on the outside. As you might expect, we're just leaving the fasteners hand tight for now. Next, we added the two side braces, which in this application get attached at these 2 points under the seat. Just remove the two 10mm bolts already in place and use them to secure the low angle ends of the braces. Here's a look at how the receivers and braces should line up at this point. Next, the instructions call for attaching the cross brace to the receivers and side braces using the 1.5 inch, 1/4 inch diameter bolts. I decided to add a flat washer and lock washer to each of these connections, which required 2-inch bolts instead of those in the kit. That's everything that mounts directly to the tractor itself. Remember to leave all these fasteners a little loose for now. It will help line things up later during final assembly. Now for the bow components. Start by sliding together the two halves of the front bow. Now attach the rear bow at each side, making sure that the ends of the rear bow are to the inside of this connection and the ends of the front bow are on the outside. Now add the top bow to the front and rear bow subassembly using the 5/8 1/4 inch diameter bolts. I decided to scrounge up and add flat washers and lock washers at these points also, but this time the 5/8 bolt length worked okay. Note that the top bow is held in place with the stop nuts that come with the kit. Once all four parts of the bow assembly are joined together, go ahead and tighten the 4 nuts. Tighten the stop nuts so that the top bow is snug but can still be moved to the front and rear. This part functions as the tensioner for the top fabric and helps keep the top from sagging. Now attach the 2 posts using the inside holes in the rear bow. We found this is easier with the rear bow positioned a little past one edge of the workbench, which leaves room for the posts to hang down. Now add the braces that connect each side of the assembled frame to the lower part of the posts. Orientation of the braces is important. Their angles are shaped especially for the left or right side of the frame, and they're not interchangeable. The instructions call for the bolt connecting each brace to its post to be inserted from the front of the post, that is, the side facing the tractor seat. But because of this recessed area that's formed in the posts, there's no flat surface for the washers and nut to press against. Turning the bolt around solved this, and even though it prevented placing washers under the bolt head, still seemed to work fine. Here's a close-up of how this connection went together. And here's a look at the completed frame. Note that this right side post should be attached through this inside hole in the rear bow, not the outside hole. I caught this later and corrected it. Take the completed top frame and insert the posts into the receivers as far as they will go. I put a few drops of oil in the receivers to make this easier. If everything looks level and aligned, go ahead and tighten all remaining fasteners. Start with the bolts joining the top frame to the posts and side braces, and work your way down to the side brace connections at the bottom of the posts, the receiver cross braces, don't forget the ends located under the seat, and finally the receiver bolts at the tractor frame. There was no way the head of my 1/2 inch ratchet would fit between the tires and receiver nuts, so I sacrificed a little speed and used a breaker bar instead. The rear screen wraps over the rear bow and the bottom of the posts and is held in place with Velcro strips that come sewn to the screen fabric. The top covering is the last step. Slip the pocket over the front bows and gently stretch the fabric over the rest of the bow assembly. This will be easier if the top bow is pivoted forward as far as it will go. Take your time and work it over the frame a little at a time. Once the fabric is in place, reach underneath and push the top bow toward the rear of the tractor to give the top its final shape. The only potential drawback I'm aware of is that the kit is not compatible with a rear-mounted grass bagger. But all in all, it's a well-built accessory that should last years with reasonable care.